Guides in the Gulf.
Well, if we introduce him by his real name, I don't think anyone know who we're talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
No one.
Glenn.
Yeah, Mick, we were talking yesterday, I think, and he's like, "Oh, you don't look like a Glenn." Yeah. You look like I can't remember what name he used. He looked more like a John.
Jack Black, I think.
Jack Black. That's what it was. It was Jack Black. He said.
Looks a bit like an Ivan.
Yeah. He looks a lot like an
Ivan. If I had less ears, it'd be a chopper. Yeah.
Oh, welcome, mate.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, we've had a lot of the crew on. We've had, a lot of our sort of little group of mates between Bullfrog and Ant and Mullet, and we've had quite a few guests on so far, and so we're sort of starting to complete the circle. We're slowly talking everyone into coming on.
Yeah, there's still a few to be talked into.
Yeah. So, how do you want to start? Do you want to maybe tell us your King Ash Bay story, mate? How'd you get here?
Well, what it was I started work at the mine back in 2020, and it was the very first week that COVID hit. So So I ended up in staying with friends in Humpty Dee for 7 months, I think it was, and decided I liked it up here. So I decided to travel up and met Froggy at work, and he invited me out to King Ash Bay to come and stay at his place for a week. So I lived there for a week out the back of his place in a swag, and in that time I fell in love with the place. I think I went on a charter on 5 o'clock.
Oh, that would have been with Risky, eh?
Yeah, with Risky. Yeah, and that didn't happen till the following Tuesday. So I got stuck here, and in that time I found a house, and I've been here ever since.
Usually how it happens for most people, they sort of roll in for a look and then end up just sort of attached to the same as Ant, same thing.
Well, everyone, It's a love-hate place. Most people love it, but some people hate it and they leave, which is fine. Yeah. But some people love it. I can see why you fell in love. You got the full Bullfrog experience.
No. We went out. I was saying earlier that we that year we cut the first track into the rock bar after the wet, and it was pretty much a non-existent track, and so that was an experience for me, and went in there and
you didn't get stuck, did you?
No, we didn't get stuck.
That's usually what happens if you go exploring with a bullfrog. Bog frog.
Yeah. No. That was good. I ended up not long after that catching my very first and still my PB barra out there, 85.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
On my own out there, no one to prove it.
Any photos, mate?
I got photos of that one. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. We'll have to grab them off you so we can chuck them up.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I'll have to find my old phone.
No, it's funny like that, though. The amount of people that roll in that have never been here before and then just pretty much, so many people, mate. Even like big people, we're talking about last episode,
Yeah.
Like rolled in last year, he'd, never heard of the place, watched a few of Mikey's videos, came up last year and, now he's pretty much, he's moving from Victoria to the other side of the country to come and be Mikey's neighbour.
Yeah.
I have to put a do not disturb sign. No, we love Big Pete.
No, you're a good fella. Yeah. Yeah, no. That's about the most of the King Ash story for me.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned, like you work at a mine just down the road here. You work like a 2-on, 2-off sort of roster.
Yeah, we do. We do work a 2-on and 2-off roster. I was on the same roster as Froggy there,
which was dangerous.
When
you two rocked up.
It was dangerous. At least he'd roll in the night before I did.
Yeah, because you come off night shift when you do yours. I want you to tell everyone you've got this awesome strategy that you go with when you come off night shift. You get back here.
I get back here and
after being awake all night.
Being awake all night, I come back here and then I go and catch up with usually Mick and Froggy, and we just get on it. And I'd stay up for as long as I can. I don't usually last much longer than midday, but and then I sleep right the way through until the next day.
Yeah, then you're right.
And I'm off my night shift mode.
Head back to normal schedule.
Yeah, back to normal schedule. Yeah.
Nice little life hack for you.
Oh, it is. It's one of those things. If you come back, I know it's just something I've always done, but there's a lot of people that struggle coming off a night shift, and they come home and then they sleep, and then they're still on night shift mode, and they're awake all night. And
Yeah.
I struggle coming off. Oh, I don't stomach work in general.
Struggle getting him out of bed, mate. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
But you got a bit of a break this time, don't you?
I do. I've got 6 weeks off at this stage.
Yep.
I'm actually for my first holiday in 5 years.
Yeah,
out
wow.
there.
Bloody hell.
Mind you, we work 2 and 2, so you have
Yeah.
2 weeks off every. It does. Unless you got something planned, there's not much need to take a holiday, really.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But I've got my boys flying up from Adelaide
Yeah, rightio.
next. The start of next month.
Have they
Yep.
been here before?
They haven't been here before.
Oh.
They've been to Darwin a couple of times, but
Yep.
they were meant to come out here. Well, it was just after Megan hit, and that obviously didn't happen because everything was cut off.
Megan wrecked everything.
Everything. She made a good job of it.
It wrecked everything except for Shredder. It was about the only bloke that was still holding beer after the flood. So
It was very popular. He got very popular.
Yeah. Now,
Mick still had some, but they were.
yeah,
We call them Megan beers. He's
Megan beers.
still got some. There's been floating around in Megan mud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time you
Yeah,
grab one, you got to clean it.
still trying to get through them. Yeah.
They were best before Megan.
Absolutely best before Megan.
Yeah.
So maybe give us a bit of your backstory, Shredder. So, like when you're a young fella, like where'd you grow up, and what was your sort of story growing up? And
So I grew up. Most of my life was down on the Fleurieu Peninsula, south of Adelaide. My standard family, 2 older sisters. Did a lot of camping. My old man was brought up out in the bush, out from Port Augusta.
Yep.
Grew up on a station out there.
sheep or
Yeah, it was a sheep station, and so we spend a lot of time, like school holidays. We go up there during the winter time. Go out hunting rabbits and ducks, and basically just living off the land for a week. And summertime was up the Riverland all the time, and water skiing, and that's where I spent most of my life, down there. Yeah.
went to school there and that.
Oh yeah, went to school there. Went to private school in Adelaide.
Yeah.
So for my secondary years, left school in 1992 and went bush, went out working on sheep stations out in New South Wales. My uncle was a roo shooter out there, so I went and worked with him and did a part-time roo shooting and then, just general station hand work out there. And between that, I'd go home, I'd work for civil construction companies, doing a bit of machine operating and stuff like that. And I was on one job, and then in the pub one night, and mate said to me about, what do you think about driving cattle on horseback? I said, that sounds pretty cool. I was just turned 18. Mm-hmm. So he gave me a phone number. I made a phone call, and 2 weeks later I was in Queensland on a cattle station riding horses.
Yeah, right.
I've never ridden horses in my life. And I never will again.
Was that good, was it?
Oh, no, I was just no good at it.
No.
Wasn't my thing. I enjoyed it, loved every minute of it. But yeah.
So whereabouts in Queensland were you?
Oh, that was just out of Quilpie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And actually, there's a song about it, Corongla Station. I think, was it Slim or someone? There's someone out there, one of the country.
Yeah, rightio.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So it sounds like fishing and hunting and stuff has just always been in your blood.
Always been in my blood. Yeah.
So you mentioned like roo shooting and hunting and that down south. What about fishing? Yeah. What do you get down? King George Whiting?
King George Whiting, your red snapper.
Yeah. Did you spend much time fishing? Or
not as much as I'd like to. I was
okay.
Too busy working. Oh, we did. We go out when the weather was good, but we were pretty limited down there to when we could get out. Yeah. And it was always, you should have been there yesterday.
Yeah.
The story of my life, mate.
Yeah, it's like that here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same here. Same anywhere.
Yeah.
But no, she's...
So along the way, did you ever like do a trade or anything like that?
No, never did a trade. Always wanted to be a diesel mechanic, but it never fortunes.
Yeah, but well, as I've seen you in operation, mate. You're pretty handy at pretty much everything. You can fix anything. So you've certainly got a lot of life experience there, even without the qualification.
Without the qualification. And that, I suppose that comes down to the way I was brought up. Like, my old man was, again, never had a trade, but if he ever needed a tool, he'd make it. You know, he was always very handy, always in the shed. You know, always fixing stuff himself. Why pay someone else to do something you can do yourself?
Yeah.
That was his theory, and he still lives by it. No, he was a very handy man. And even from a young age, I think he was always very, just very knowledgeable in that sort of, any logical sort of thinking sort of way.
Yeah.
Where it come to mechanics or plumbing or anything like that.
So you did a lot of like truck driving and stuff too.
Yeah, well that's right. I went over to the West Coast. I have in near Port Lincoln and got a job on a farm over there and got my truck licence over there. Started cutting grain, and from there, it was something the old man always said to me. He said, "Get your truck licence, boy." He said, "You'll never be out of a job."
Yeah.
And I wasn't out of a truck for about 25 years after I did that. So
what, just cutting grain all the time? Or?
No. I started doing that. Then I went into general transport. Then I left that for a bit, went rural fencing, moved back into the transport industry. I worked for a local transport company down in Yankalilla, and little family business. I worked for them for quite a few years.
Where's Yankalilla, mate? I've never even heard of that one.
Heard of that one?
No.
It's probably about 70 k's south of Adelaide, down on the Fleurieu Peninsula. Have you heard of Victor Harbour?
Yeah.
Well, 30 k's from there, on the other side of the peninsula.
Oh yeah. So just there. Yeah.
Just down there, Kangaroo Island, all that sort of.
And what sort of stuff are you doing there? What sort of trucks you driving? Road train stuff?
No, all little trucks. I was driving down there, just a little 20-foot rigid, 6 metre tray, little single drive rigid.
Yeah.
With a little dog trailer. We had a couple of semis, but there was no. At that stage, there wasn't even B-double permits for those roads.
Yeah,
it was all singles. There's only been in later years they've actually allowed B-doubles to come through, and they're still restricted with their size down there. I think they're allowed, from what I remember, I think they're allowed up to 25 metres long with general freight, and they're only allowed to go to 26 if they're carting commodities. So that's your grain or your stock.
Yep.
But anything else is restricted by length.
Yeah, bloody hell.
She's not a country you'd want to drive road trains through. She's pretty hilly and windy and and it develops or breaks a lot of drivers down through there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to know what you're doing to actually make it through without breaking something.
Yeah.
You know, some of the places we had to go to, some of the farms I had to get to. I wished I'd been able to take videos of the tracks I'd go through to get to some of these properties, because it was just, you wouldn't think you'd take a truck through there, let alone a car.
And delivering freight or carting out of
there? That was more when I was doing livestock.
Yeah.
But not when I was doing the general freight.
And so what sort of stock you doing, sheep or cattle or
sheep
both?
and both. We're doing a lot of, we're doing goats and camels and stuff as well.
Yeah.
They were coming in, and we do from feedlots.
Oh, yeah. So the farm ones, like proper farm ones?
No. They're wild ones that have been brought in, but we were taking them live export to Malaysia, and we'd go and put them on planes.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What? Camels?
Yep. Camels, cattle, goats, sheep. And we'd roll in down at Adelaide
Anything
Airport.
with a heartbeat,
yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
And
on planes, I hadn't heard of that with live export. That's unreal.
No, so they'd roll up with the baggage conveyors and lift up these special made wooden crates.
Camels at the airport.
But they special pine crates built and we'd load them all in, and they were obviously made for the cargo holds, and they were at one stage sending them on passenger planes, but the smell of the goats through the luggage so they had to charter cargo planes to do it.
I wonder where the term cattle class comes from. This might be it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And at the time when you were doing this, did you think this was normal, or you just accepted it for what it was?
It's what it was. This is how they wanted to do it, So
Yeah, wow.
Oh, look, it was a quick way to get freight over to Malaysia.
Yeah.
It was better than sending it by boat. You know, it was in the air within, well, I don't know how many hours it takes to fly there, but from when we load it, probably only a few hours, and
They could be
it was there.
eating it that night.
From Adelaide to Malaysia, probably 8 or 9 hours or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Even probably not even that really.
Yeah.
Because it's about 4 hours to Darwin and 4 hours to Singapore. So yeah, if it's direct flight, probably 8 hours maybe. Yeah, bloody hell. Yeah, I'd never heard. Well, the only sort of live export that I've ever heard of by air is like the coral trout. They do that.
Oh, yeah.
In like pods.
Yep.
Live.
Yep.
And mud crabs obviously they do, but you know they're pretty easy, pretty small.
They're pretty small, yeah.
Put
them in crates,
ordering
but
a
yeah.
camel.
No, that was interesting.
And with that, so even sending camels was for human consumption and stuff. It wasn't bloody.
There was a bit of both because it was. They were going to feedlots. They were going to other farms over there. There was also pedigree cattle, but it was also there was a bit of a status symbol as well that if they had these, they had the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what they're grabbing. I'm back to the camels. I'm just fixated on that. So grabbing wild camels, putting them in a feedlot just to get a bit of condition on them.
Yep.
And then export them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So they'd all come back from obviously he ran the Central Alice Springs way.
Yep.
And it was only the young ones. There was no big camels. It was all young camels that we'd go and pick them up, and there wasn't a lot of them, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I suppose like Australia, and I think we might have even spoken about this last week, that Australia's got like the best camels in the world. Like,
Well, we've got the purest breed of camel in the world.
Yeah.
That's well noted.
Yeah. Is it camels? I might have seen something one time that they don't have too much of a bad impact on the environment, the wild ones. Is that right? Because
They're soft-footed. They're pad-footed.
So compared to like water buffaloes and that, which just like tear everything up.
And your wild horses, which are hard-hooved and just wreck the ground. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I can't remember where years ago I heard something. I don't know. Fact check me. I'm probably wrong, but yeah, it was something that the camels aren't overly bad on the environment.
No. They do the least impact of all feral animals.
Unless you're a property owner and you like your fences.
Yeah.
Fine fences, that's right. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, speaking of that, we were up the other day. We were up way up a creek here, like way upstream where it's all fresh water, just having a little explore. And as far as the eye could see was tadpoles. We assume that there are cane toads.
Cane toads, yeah.
It was the green tree frogs aren't bloody like mating this time of year. But literally in this one tiny little area, millions of cane toad tadpoles. Yeah, it's a problem.
That's a sad thing. And I've got to admit, even through the last wet season, I haven't seen the number of cane toads we used to see.
They're definitely down.
They're definitely down.
Yeah. When I first moved here in 2013, I can remember being down at the club here under the lights and massive cane toads and seeing the tourists freak out when they would jump under a table and that. But when was the last time you saw a cane toad in the bar area?
Oh, ages ago.
Yeah.
I remember we used to bloody stir them up all the time. Like you flick rubber bands at them and stuff. They eat the rubber bands that goes to show how long it was ago because people used to flick their cigarette butts and the cane toads would quickly jump over and grab the cigarette butts and eat the cigarette butts.
That was before we had a smokers corner.
So,
that's a fair while ago.
That's a long time ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
So, that's a good point. You very rarely see them. I mean, you used to see them under the streetlights everywhere and there'd be 50 of them under a street light.
Yeah.
Now, the only time you see them is if you lift up an old pallet or something like that that's been on the ground for ages that you might see one under there and that's about it.
Yeah. And I've seen a couple. There was a mix the other day and there was a couple floating around there. He got them with the dead old, but... But speaking about things that bloody have an impact on the environment, the old cane toad was pretty bad.
But I don't know. It is strange because they have definitely slowed down, like well and truly. Anyway,
which is they're obviously still here in big numbers, but they just don't seem as common,
prolific as what they were.
No, not at all.
We could probably segue into back to hunting and that with feral, so. You wouldn't get cane toads and that down there.
Not down there.
You get foxes and rabbits and stuff.
Rabbits. Well, Khaleesi virus wiped a lot of them out.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still a few getting around. Deer. Deer is one of the biggest. Deer and foxes are the two biggest pests apart from roos, they're native, but because of all the forestry and national parks around that area, they thrive. So, and you can't, it's very hilly, mountainous country.
Can't get in there to get them.
Can't get in there to get them, and it's closed. Like the forestry and the national parks are all
Can't shoot there.
can't shoot there. So. And so all the property owners around have a big drama. Like the deer come out and just between the deer and the roos, absolutely destroy crops. And they're trying to grow their hay crops for the summer, and everything's out there eating them before they grow.
Yeah, wow.
That is one of the biggest problems down there.
Well, if we need more people to listen to Joe Rogan, because if people with all those deer around, that's his favourite meat.
Yeah,
he reckons the nutrition and all that from deer meat.
Wild venison is so much better than farmed.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tasted it.
Yeah, right, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. It's worth eating.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, we used to shoot it just to go and make sausages. Go and mix it with some pork fat and make it. I'd just use it as a bulk.
Yeah.
Because we had that much of it.
Bloody hell. Yeah, well, there's deer up here up near Grudon somewhere. There's bloody deer.
What,
on one of the islands. Yeah, on one of the islands.
Yeah, right, eh?
I've never seen him, but I've heard of goats. Is it on Vandalin?
There used to be goats in Vandalin.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there still is these days. I know. I think they tried to get rid of them bloody a fair while ago, and because obviously they're not native. And, so you want to keep a bit of control over that sort of stuff. But there's definitely some on like West Island. There's definitely goats on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember the boys had bloody goats this year. Tian had 2 goats.
Oh, righty,
Yeah, so some local guys over at West Island caught some and give Tian a couple.
Yeah, right.
So, he had 2 goats in the pen there where we had the pigs before.
How did I miss that?
I know he had 2
I'm
goats
here all the time. I would have loved to have.
Didn't we take Artie there and go and look at it?
No, not goats. Pigs, yeah.
Yeah, but didn't we take Artie there and look at the goats too? Anyway,
I don't know.
there was definitely he had 2 goats anyway.
Yeah, cool.
Well, it's got to be one of my most favourite meats is goat meat.
Yeah.
Goat.
I love it. Yeah.
I reckon most people would have had it, but if anyone listening that hasn't had it, I would explain it as good as lamb, but a little bit less fatty.
Less fatty and a bit sweeter,
Yeah, okay.
I think. Yeah.
Well, when when do your boys get here?
There should be the 3rd or 4th of next month.
Oh yeah, so Mike will be back then.
Yep.
And then Mikey's got some people coming to visit him as well. So we might do a bloody. I'll get a lamb or something out of Darwin and do a lamb on the spit.
Oh yeah, could do that.
Yeah, we're talking.
But he,
Oh geez.
yeah, actually,
Spits.
Mike.
they bring back bad memories.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, well,
Right, grab yourself a beer and then tell us, mate. Spits. Yeah, we're all about spinning meat. Oh, we love it. Yeah, we've done that before. We've done it in the floodwaters. In the
That Anzac Day. Anzac Day, mate, cook again. That brings back bad memories too. Jesus, what a nightmare. Oh God, that was an absolute nightmare trying to cook that pig that day. It came out pretty good though.
it was perfect. Yeah.
Considering the pig was still alive after we did dawn service, the pig was still alive, and then it started raining and rained all day, and we had
Well, it was dry where we set up.
Yeah.
Afterwards, people have, like your old man saying, "Oh, why'd you set up in the middle of a bloody floodway?" I was like, "Well, when was the last time you saw that many bloody
3 inches of rain on Anzac Day?"
So anyway, it was good fun. It was good fun.
It worked out good in the end, but yeah, it was a bit of a.
What have you got against
Bit of a
spits, mate?
Oh no, it was something we used to love our spits, and I remember doing it. It was for my oldest lad's first birthday, but he was born in December, and so December down south is stinking hot.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was a lunchtime cook up, good first birthday, obviously. Yeah, and I'm out there, buddy. 4 o'clock, lighting the fire and getting this lamb on the spit going, and just sweating. It wasn't. I thought, this is the last time I'll bother about doing a spit. Yeah, because it's just a lot of work for. I mean, I love them; they're great.
Yeah.
But I'll get someone else to do them.
Yeah. Oh, that being said, it keeps you busy all day. Like if you want to kick back and have a few beers, just like using the smoker like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put some meat in the smoke.
The smoker's good because you set and forget pretty much. You only go back every couple of hours and
chuck a bit more timber in there.
Or, give it a baste.
Yeah. Well, I like doing it too because I've got actually, well, you would know exactly what it is, Shredder. It's a bloody old cone crusher mandle.
Oh, yeah.
And, I've got a couple of bits of pipe welded onto that, and then I've got a spit that sits on top of it, mounts on top of that. But, I like doing it on timber, like not on gas or anything like that, just on open fire and coals.
You've got to have that wood smoke going through it, otherwise it's
so much better.
Yeah.
Like gas is easy, so there's another spit that I've used plenty of times that other people here own. And I've used it a few times, and it's good. It's easy, and you can cook something real quick because it's fully enclosed. You can put you can have a 30-kilo pig in there easily, and still have it all closed up.
That's a gas one.
Yeah, the gas one, and it runs runs real good, but it doesn't. It's not the same as
it is definitely not the same.
The fire's way better.
Yeah, you either need a good wood smoke or decent charcoal.
I'm the biggest charcoal fan. I'd go charcoal over wood smoke for sure. Yeah, I've got nothing against the smoky flavour, but charcoal.
It depends on what wood you use. It can be too overpowering too.
Yeah.
If you use the wrong wood.
Well, there's some woods you're not meant to use. Like, for example, around here, cypress pine, people go out and get that to put on their fire because it smells beautiful around the fire. If someone's got a campfire 100 metres away, you'll smell if it's cypress pine. Beautiful smoke.
Usually the first sign of the dry season when you're coming up the river late in the afternoon, you can smell the cypress burning.
Yeah, exactly. But no, if you don't cook your meat on it, it's like, make you sick, toxic or whatever. Yeah.
No, but any of that, like that native hardwood, any of that stuff, that's well dried and, completely dried out. Any of that stuff smokes up good, burns good, but and burns fairly clean. Yeah. It's one of the big things, especially running that smoke. One of the big things is you don't want to chuck anything in there that's still a bit green
or anything. No, that's right.
And you don't want to smother it too much because then you do get too much smoke. You got to open the door up and open the lid up and let it aerate a bit. And
well, that was something I used to do just with the Weber down. And you heat beads, but I'd get a couple of sticks of either pink gum or red gum and just throw in there. And just didn't need much. Just a couple just a couple of sticks every now and again. I used to smoke up whole rumps and whatever I was good. No, thank you. Man.
You go on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm out of
sync. No. And it just gave that little bit of extra. Wasn't too much.
Yeah.
It gave it that smoky texture to it, or that smoky flavour without being too overpowering.
Yeah, that's it's like I love cooking a spit. Like it's one of my favourite things by far. Like usually we've done it heaps we've done it a couple of times on Anzac Day. Actually, Anzac Day this year.
Like a whole animal, yeah.
Yeah, like Anzac Day this year, Mullet and his brother-in-law did one. They did a pig.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't
here.
And
they did it forever. Well, both of us weren't here because we drove to Darwin.
Yes,
I drove to Darwin.
Podcast Royale, yeah.
And then so I wasn't here for that one, but we done Anzac Day. Australia Day normally do a whole lamb on the spit for Australia Day, and I've done probably 10 years of lamb on the spit for Australia Day.
Yeah,
that's also Brett's birthday. So
yeah,
So when Brett's here, it's always good fun. And then at the back of my place, I've done because we usually get a few young pigs and just feed them on grower pellets for a few months until they get to sort of 25, 30 kilos, and then do them on the spit when you've got family or friends or something coming to visit. But while the young fellas are here, mate, and Mike's got his crew here, we'll do a
we'll have a cook up.
I'll get a lamb or pig, whichever you want. But
go the lamb for sure.
Yeah, you haven't done a lamb for ages actually, so.
As people get carried away with the crackling, I reckon, way too much, and then there gets pressure put on. Then it's not very,
Yeah. Lamb is easy.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about the crackling. Just go lamb and lamb. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a lamb from Darwin. I'll get the old boy to bring one back. Actually, no, you can bring one back when you come back from Darwin.
Oh yeah, Roger.
I'll order it from somewhere in Catherine maybe or something, and you can.
Maybe I'll take a big esky up with me or something. Or,
Yeah, just chuck on the back seat with the aircon going, mate. You just have to do a non-stop trip, that's all. then we'll cook it the next day.
Easy.
But I remember growing up as a kid, and we used to like my old man was a cropper, and I remember back in the day, the old courthouse had real good big split system air cons, and the courthouse was attached to the police station. So you'd have you'd do like we'd always have pigs. So always have a few on the go, and so you'd knock one on the head and bloody scold and everything like that, and then bloody it'd be hung up on a broom handle on some on some stuff in the courthouse with the air cons going, with the tarp on the floor, so it doesn't bloody make a mess. And I know Mum used to never be real too impressed about it sometimes. But that's in the bush, though. That's just
Well, that's it. Same when I left school and I was working out in the sheep stations. There was no cool rooms.
Yeah,
we had the old meat safe. Which was just a timber structure with fly screen around it, and it was just in the shade. And you go and we'd kill an old sheep. Well, usually it was only one that got hamstrung or something during shearing.
Yeah,
it was the only time we got no lamb. Geez, you never got lamb. It was a bit of old cracker mutton. But it had lived on the salt bush and the blue bush its whole life, and. But yeah, we'd go and hang that, and then you did stay there, and you just carve off what you wanted as you needed it. Never got refrigerated, and it would set. Summertime was a little bit different.
You
never really got it over summertime, but during the cooler months, and it was the same down south. Every time we did a kill, like I used to do a kill. A mate of mine was running a 3,000 acre property down there, and we'd go and do a kill, and we'd just hang them all up in the shearing shed, and just in sheets. So the foxes, high enough so the foxes couldn't get to them, but just a cool air, a bit of breeze, and they'd set, and we'd go and cut them up the next day. And
you mentioned shearing. Did you ever try that?
Shearing?
Yeah.
Nah. That's too much like hard work.
I reckon you're probably right too.
No, I'd done a little bit of emergency crutching when I was working on different places, but I've worked as plenty of shed hands on rouseabouts and wool pressing and stuff like that, but never worked as a shearer.
Yeah.
Just run us through quickly what that entails. Like doing emergency crutching or wool pressing.
So that was I was on a grain property I was working on down near Port Lincoln, and you'd go out and you'd find any fly blown lambs or sheep out there, before the crops were ready, before shearing time, any that might needed. You get the dogs and pull them down, and then just get all the flies away from them and treat them. So clean all that wool, because it was just dirty wool. Any piss or shit, I suppose you could say, that's stuck on there, and the flies would attract to that. And there's nothing worse than seeing a fly blown sheep. It's the most miserable way for them to live.
Because they get, I suppose the flies get in them, and then the maggots get in.
The maggots get in,
and then they get infections.
The whole back of their legs are rotten, and it goes up their back. And
is that why they're mulesed?
That was originally why mulesing, especially for the merinos out bush, was.
I've never heard that term, but I'm guessing that means chop off their tail. Does it?
A bit more than that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, a bit more than that. So it's taken all the skin from the back of their legs around their tail.
Okay.
Yeah. And around their bumhole, basically. So it is a very sharp pair of the old hand shears.
Yep.
And they would just take the skin off. There's no cutting to the meat or anything like that.
Yep.
But it was just, and then it would scar, and the wool wouldn't grow. And then that stopped the fly.
Yep.
Fly issue. So, yes, it wasn't the nicest thing to do, but
it was for a greater cause.
The longer term, it was a lot better for them than rotting away in maggots. Which would be the most horrible way to bloody die. So, and I think it's all been banned now. Not allowed to mules anymore.
Bloody hell!
But I think, still in my opinion, I think it was the most humane way for them to control the problem.
Yeah.
So.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, but I spent a lot of time on mules and tables and picking up very prickly lambs, getting covered in bindy eyes and horned and
getting horned. Bloody hell.
So when did you first come to the Territory then? That wasn't when you started working here, was it? Or
No, actually I think I was probably about 12 years old, I think. Did a family trip to Uluru.
Oh, yeah.
Climbed Ayers Rock when you still could. And
Yep.
I did that. And that was my only experience that I can remember in the Territory until my goddaughter had moved, and she was living in Darwin and she was working in real estate, and we come up to visit her. And that would have been 9 years ago.
Oh, yeah, right. So
It was my first trip to Darwin.
So still, like,
Yeah.
in relative terms, fairly recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, rightio. And then, so how long after that did you start
So,
working out here?
well, after that, then what are we now? 24. So that was 13. So it was 2020 when I moved. So it was another 7 years.
Yeah, rightio. I feel like we've known you for so much longer than that.
Oh, I know.
22, it's like...
It feels a way longer
It
than we've
does,
known you. Yeah.
Well, I didn't move out here. I didn't come to King Ash until it was just after Easter in 2021.
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
It feels like he's been part of the furniture a lot longer than that. Yeah,
I just fit in.
yeah, do so. Yeah, well, anyone that's watched my videos would have seen Shredder in at least a few of them.
I've made a couple of appearances.
Yeah, no sort of starring roles yet, but you've,
No.
you're that trip we did out around the islands, doing some reef fishing out there. You're
with
out,
mullet, yeah.
Yep, you're in your boat there, and with a couple of
Well, I had Ant and Froggy in the boat.
Froggy, that's right. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, there was a fair load in that boat that day. Well, not only that, I think I had half your beer, and I was carrying all the fish. And Mullet just kept handing stuff over, so you guys had room.
I could just imagine.
I'll tell you what, my esky in my boat had never looked so full.
Oh, bloody hell. That was about the only time I reckon in my trip to the States where I was a bit bloody upset about not being there. Yeah.
FOMO, yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, but that what a day that was, eh?
Yeah.
That was a cracking day.
Yeah, you can't plan them. You
No.
just have to be out there and do it. Like, the fishing was unreal, the weather was unreal. It was it was awesome. Yeah. Well, we did, on the day I personally caught barra, reef fish, tuna, like pelagics, like
Mangrove jack.
Yeah. So all, like, as far as one day of fishing, like what more do you want to catch? Like, I got my PB golden snapper that day.
I mean, the only thing that might have topped it would have been a Spaniard.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
That would have been a bit.
Yeah,
and I think we might have lost one of them.
yeah, rightio.
Oh,
Well, there was a couple of times we got snipped off, I reckon,
Yeah.
and it definitely could
Could
have
have
been
been. Yeah,
big Spanish.
yeah.
No, it was almost always like if it's a big adventure, Ash is there, and so it is a bit different for him not to be on one like that. So I'm glad you were jealous, mate, because we were jealous of you over there in bloody in Nashville and Vegas, and yeah. You been overseas before?
Nope.
No, never been overseas.
Don't own a passport.
Bloody hell. when we did our big
All right,
trip,
guys,
mate.
sign up on Patreon. We need to raise enough money to get Shredder to bloody let's go to Vietnam or something like that. I don't know.
We'll at least do a stop over in Bali for a few days. We'll get a villa and
Oh, no. That got talked about here a while back, and it was in one of my drunken flying or drive-in mornings.
Yeah.
And we were bored with the place, and why don't we go to Bali? Then we worked out we need passports. So that was Mick and myself, and we'll just take the Webster.
take the teddy. Oh, God.
We're going to be boat people going the wrong way.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, Ash and I are going on I think we've probably told you about a big mothership trip from Derby to Darwin.
Oh, true. No, I didn't know.
Yeah, well, in the second half of October we're doing that.
Yeah.
And
Very excited. Very
That's
excited.
I've looked into that. And
Yeah.
I thought,
well, it's the sort of boat that will be capable of going to Bali.
Going to Bali.
Might have to tow the Webster behind us, mate. Yeah.
Well, I had a mate of mine I caught up with a while ago, and he did he worked on prawn boats and fishing boats, and went from Darwin across the Kimberley and around there. And he said some of the places they stopped, and they could actually just drop the tenner down and go fishing, and he said it was unbelievable, just untouched country out there.
Along
and
what
the
you're
fishing
saying.
was unbelievable.
Yeah.
No.
Because I think Ash and I don't really know what to expect about the trip. So, everyone tells us how amazing it's going to be. So I'm just...
And this is only second-hand news, too. So, never seen it myself. I haven't been north of Perth in Western Australia either. So, I don't know what that coastline's like.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've never been to Western Australia. We covered it in the last podcast. Ash has been to what? Balgo.
The centre of the universe, mate.
But yeah, other than that, we're fairly novice at Western Australia.
No, the only thing Margaret River and the big hardwood forest down the cave systems. It's a pretty beautiful country, but nice to visit.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, mate. Definitely looking forward to a bit of a change of scenery, mate. It'll be very different from here. We've got a few people I think we're going to try and catch up with perhaps along the way and do a few things if we can. So very much looking forward to that trip. That's that'll be a big bucket list sort of bloody experience.
That's definitely on my bucket list to do that one day. But no, I want to be perfectly honest. I'd sooner be doing that before I go overseas.
Yeah, well, that's it too, mate. I mean,
I couldn't agree more, man.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff to look at here. I mean, it just depends. Yeah. What you got going on at the time, but
absolutely. But Froggy's been overseas quite a bit, and he's tried getting me to come along to Vietnam trips. And
well, when you started talking about an overseas trip, when you come back in and talking about passports, I'm like, this sounds like a bullfrog idea.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't me and Mick.
Oh, was it? Okay, wow.
But no, Froggy's always been one to try and get me, and he wanted me to go over and do some of the tours he's done over in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I know it would be absolutely bloody beautiful to go over there and.
Yeah, and full credit to him, he does it. Like when was it? Was it June?
When you say he does it, he just does it. Like he'll literally just go on. Right, I'm going to Vietnam. I'm going to go rent a bike and go for a ride. But
pack a Woolies bag of clothes and off he goes.
That's got to be the best thing though. Like it's got to be the best thing though. Like doing it like that.
No plans.
Too. Yeah. No stress.
He's got no ties. He can do that. That's the thing. He can just up and go. You know what? I'm going.
Yeah.
And there's nothing stopping him.
Nah, that's it, mate.
Oh, even as we speak, as of right now, who has the most recent information on Bullfrog? Where is he?
I haven't called him, but he's not here, so he must be in Darwin, ready to fly to work.
Okay. But he's come. In the last week, he's been.
He should be back at work today, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be back at work this afternoon.
So he's probably flying back in. Yeah, okay.
So if it'd be rare for him to drive back and not come home first.
Yeah,
if he's driving back, he'll always come home first.
I think the latest was he was going to leave his vehicle down there and then
down the sunny coast,
the Gold Coast, and then fly
Gold
back,
Coast,
and then go back down and then drive back next time. But because he left here, and he left here a day earlier than we thought he was going to leave, and
he got his container dropped off, and he was a day later than what he wanted because. He wanted to be gone by the Friday.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's the cool thing about Froggy. He can just sort of pick something that he wants to do and just go and do it. And that's it's not too many people have the opportunity to do that.
Opportunity to do that, no.
And he's got a passport obviously, so he could knock off work on a Thursday morning and go. I might just jump on the plane and go to Darwin, go to Bali for 2 weeks, and
that's right.
And realistically, you probably save money compared to coming in and going to the bar every night with us.
Absolutely. Especially when the organs start flowing.
We had a couple of big nights the other night, Shredder.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh, did hear.
Yeah. Well,
I'm glad I wasn't part of it. I was
still recovering.
Actually, I had a couple of too many vodkas at home the other day. And I'm suffering for that for a bit.
You did a bit in the meatworks or something like that, did you?
I did. I worked a little bit as a all-rounder, slaughterman come, or groundskeeper. Well, not groundskeeper, but groundsman. But he doing salt and skins and forklift operated, like just working in the yards, pretty much an all-round hand in the meatworks.
Salting skins.
Yeah.
Is that getting them ready to be
tanned?
So
basically, all we did, all the sheepskins and beef hides, we had big old concrete edges.
Yeah,
and you'd throw them in there, and so there's X amount of skins and the X amount of kilos of salt, and you just tumble them for a couple of hours, and it just salts it and preserves it, obviously, for transport to go to the tanning or the export or wherever they go. And, then pull them out and hand stack them onto pallets and just fold them nice and neatly and make these try to make nice big square clean pallets. And then the other part of my job was loading them on trucks and trying to load as many as I could onto a flat top truck without them falling off.
Bloody hell.
Which was interesting with the very soft.
Yeah. Wow.
Load. No, I didn't do that for too long.
I don't know if that's coming through the microphone. That's them bloody black cockatoos. Means rain's coming.
That means rain's coming.
Yeah. We have had some bloody.
We have so.
It was spitting when I rolled up here earlier. So
Yep.
Yeah, we got a bit yesterday. I don't know. We would have got probably 10, 15 mil yesterday.
Yeah, it was legit.
What they say they got 6 or 8 mil in Borroloola, I think.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, they would have got that. Well, they definitely got rain.
Yeah. No.
Darwin's already got. Just out of Darwin, mate down there. He's up there, I should say. He got 50 something mil overnight.
Yeah,
not last night before.
Yeah, it is a bit more tropical
up there.
Definitely.
Like every year they'll usually get rain before us, like proper rain before we get it here.
Well, this is the earliest rain that I can remember.
Yeah. Because it wasn't a storm. Like you can get a random storm come through and stuff like that in the build up, but
no, this was rain. It just sort of set in for
a few hours. Yeah.
No, it's definitely dropped the temperature a bit.
It's beautiful. We couldn't be able to do this now. What is it? Sort of mid to late afternoon right now, like in this.
If
shed.
that sun come out now,
that'd be humid. That'd be probably humid.
Yeah, anyone from like Melbourne or something that might be listening to this that is like, oh, what do you mean? Why are you so interested that you got 10 mil of rain? Like, yeah, we haven't seen rain in 6 months. So yeah, we obviously have a wet season and a dry season here, and when the wet season comes, obviously everything gets muddy and the grass greens up and it's beautiful and that. But
best time of the year.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I know at work we've been looking at long range forecasts, and this month I remember saying it's above average rainfalls.
Yeah.
And everyone's been carrying on about, and above average rainfalls. It's like, that could be 5 mil.
Exactly.
Because we don't normally get anything this month.
The average is zero.
Someone says, it could be zero. Yeah, it could be 3 times above average. It's like, yeah, okay, well, that's zero still. It's interesting like that where one little bit of rain and we all get really excited, which is cool.
Well, it signifies though that it's not the start of the wet season per se, but it's definitely getting closer.
Getting closer,
you know, it's and it would good, especially good rain. And we usually run just amongst ourselves a bit of a betting thing where we go, right, everyone chucks in $10 or $20, and then everyone writes down the date they reckon the first rain's going to be. Whoever's closest takes all the money. So which we didn't do that this year.
No,
but
it's all over.
yeah. Well, usually I go the 1st of October every year because that's the official start of the wet season.
Yeah, okay.
But
but you can take that, and even down south, it was always Anzac Day. Was as far as anyone who's putting crops in or anything like that.
Yeah,
and that should be the break of the season, and they hadn't had rain for I think at least 6 weeks after that. And it was usually. You start getting a little bit of rain, and then Anzac Day was meant to be. Okay. Usually, if you haven't had rain by then you're in a bit of strife.
Yeah.
So it was the same as up here. It's just 6 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I suppose I'm just going to put a little disclaimer in for anyone that's still planning on coming to King Ash Bay for the rest of this year. The fact that we've mentioned we've had rain, don't let that scare you.
No, because we won't have rain now until Christmas.
Yeah.
Until Christmas. No.
The road will be fine. Your campsite. You could come home to a wet camp or whatever if you get unlucky, but you're not going to get rain in here. Don't
camp in a gully.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, we don't get that much rain.
No, not until after Christmas.
Not until after Christmas. It is good. And that's I think why I like it. I actually prefer it here than I do in Darwin. Because you said it's a lot more tropical, it's a lot more humid.
Yep.
You get off the plane up in there and it just hits you like a wall.
Yep.
Up there.
Definitely.
And whereas down here it's a little bit more moderate, really.
Dry season here for weather-wise is the best weather you could imagine in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
It's cool overnight. You can literally rug up with a blanket. You still get cool, and the mornings are nice and cool. but then the days are beautiful and dry and warm. Oh, it's just the best here in like July. Yeah.
Except for the wind.
Yeah, look, if you want to go fishing around the islands,
The wind can be a problem at times,
Yeah.
but you know you still get your good days.
you'll always
Yeah,
get
you know,
windows.
you still get your good
Yeah,
days.
if you see be there to seize the opportunity when the wind is
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And I suppose that is one thing, looking from someone who lives here to those poor buggers who come up here they're here for 10 days or whatever, and they've got to make the most of every bit, and they're going out, and it is blowing.
Yeah,
They
And
have to
you
go.
poor buggers, and they got to go.
yeah, but
You know,
yeah,
they make the most of their time here.
yeah. There's no point sitting at home at camp waiting for the wind to drop.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we sit here and say, yeah, well, yes,
we'll wait till next week.
we'll
yeah.
wait till next week. She'll be right. There's always next week. No.
So what's the plan this week, mate? We're going to go out. This weekend is the
got the
belated Easter
Easter
weekend
fishing comp.
comp. So
Yeah, postponed from earlier in the year because of
Megan,
Megan the bitch.
Cyclone Megan, that is. It's not another person.
Not the person.
So so it's been postponed, and it's finally happening this weekend. So I'm super keen because normally I don't.
Wait till you hear his plan. He is super keen. keep going. I won't cut you off again.
Oh, well, it's for the last several years at least. Like I haven't really. I always try and at least nominate for a fishing comp, but I don't often like actually fish. Like
Participate.
I might take the old boy out. I might take Kate out or something like that, or whatever. And I might go out for a day or something like that. But I never sort of really get too involved in it because I'm usually affiliated with it in some way, and I don't, anyway. So so now that I've sort of not involved with this one at all, I'm super keen to get into it and try and actually catch a fish. So and I thought we'll see what the weather's doing, but either way, I'm only going to take the little punt out, and but I'm going to go out wide and man against the sea, and
You should put her through her paces and see what she can do.
Reef
Mate,
fishing.
I've-
The sides on the punt are only that high.
I've had her out there before when she had a 25 two-stroke on it. So she's got double the horsepower now. And double the strokes as well. So I'll chuck a few spare jerrys in there, mate, and we'll see how we go. Mackerel Mountain, here we come.
Well, it depends. It depends what's on the list. So there's going to be 4 species of estuary species and 4 reef species.
Correct,
So
yeah.
I assume they're going to announce them on Friday when people nominate.
When we nominate, I think that's when everyone finds out what species they are.
Yeah.
And then so, the plan is like I'm going to go out. I'm going to take the punt out.
Yeah.
Solo, take the swag, camp in the boat. You're going to take your boat
Yeah.
and your swag.
I reckon Shredder's
I'm
probably doing the
taking
same
my
thing.
boat, my swag. I'm heading out.
And Mick and his mate Brad,
Brad.
they're going to go in the Webster.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably all going to end up doing the same thing.
Yeah, so we'll all meet up. We'll all anchor up in
convoy.
some bay somewhere overnight, and then
Yeah.
everyone during the day can go fish, do what they want to do, and see how they go, and see what happens.
I'm excited to develop a plan based around the species. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you just name a fish, like a Spanish mackerel.
Mm.
Like, okay, well, now it's probably trolling. You're going to be along maybe rocky headlands or something like that.
Yeah.
Or there's certain spots that in your head you go, oh, I've caught mackerel here before, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that. And then if golden snapper's on the list, I'll be like, oh, I'll go straight to that spot where we're at earlier in the year where I got my PB there. If it's Mangrove Jack, that same
We've
day.
got another
we
spot,
caught
yeah.
Mangrove Jack with mullet there that morning. Name any fish, and if jewfish is on the list, that for me that complicates it because I've got 2 spots that I'd be like, oh, I could definitely get a dewie there, but they're so much further away than the spots where I'd get like the Spanish mackerel. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm excited to find out.
That's the one and only thing I haven't chased up here yet. Is a dewy.
Yeah, rightio.
So I've got nothing on that.
Well, I reckon early in the year, say like March, April, I reckon we'll take you out to out Crocodile Point or something like that. And
Yeah.
I reckon we can get you onto Dewey there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just a I mean, it's just another fish in the end of it, but
you got to keep ticking.
Keep ticking boxes.
Well, I always get excited when I get a new species, and especially when it's like or if I get a PB of a species. As
that's
well,
right.
just keep upgrading. Yeah. No, that's going to be awesome, that fishing comp this weekend. So today's Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, so the fishing comp is this weekend. If I should have enough time tomorrow to edit this, so people, if you're listening to this on the day we've published it, or the day after, we will literally be out there. We'll be out there fishing right now. We'll be out there. How shall we bloody... As he said, man against the sea, bloody churning through that punching through the waves with that flat bottom.
I just got a vision from high school and in a book I was reading, The Old Man and the Sea. Out there just floating away, carving up fish and drying.
There's my episode title, The Old Man and the Sea. Shit. Yeah. Anyway, no, that's going to be awesome.
At least you made me feel good. You called yourself the old man.
I feel like one. Don't worry.
Bloody hell.
Whatever you do, don't ever get 70 kilos overweight, mate. Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Anyway, we'll bloody see how it goes on the weekend. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's
see
going
what
to be
species
awesome.
they got, because there'll be So we did touch on 4 species for the reef, 4 species for estuary, so eight different species all up. Every single one of those species, we can get around the island somewhere.
Yeah, even if it's the estuary species, we could potentially just say it was cod as an estuary species. We could definitely get cod outside. Yeah.
So if the weather's good, we can go out and get ocean fish. If the weather's not that great, then we can go and.
That's right.
Chase the estuary fish.
And that's a beauty.
How's that for crazy timing? Kathy, who's organising the competition, literally just walked past me. Like, hey, Kathy, any chance you could tell us the species?
Give us a quick heads up. Give us an inside run.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
No, it'll be a good weekend, mate, I reckon.
No, it's going to be cracking. Look, the weather looks like it's turning on. And
how lucky is that? That at least the forecast is for very, very nice weather over the weekend.
I hope
so. I very much hope so too. Oh no, sorry.
Come on,
thanks, mate.
First.
Furthest from the ice.
No, closest to the ice, mate. Absolutely.
We have a few little terms we like to use with each other. Furthest from the ice is one of them.
It should be a bloody good weekend anyway. We'll see how we go. But I've told several people, don't worry about nominating yourself, because I'll probably have most of them in the bag. But we'll see how we go, mate. Plenty of confidence after the last fishing comp.
Yeah.
Maybe too much, I don't know.
Because it's
maybe too much. I'm taking the wrong boat. I've got a few different options. I'll probably pick the wrong one.
If you get champion angler this time, then what are you going to do? You're going to have to take a kayak next time or something.
Should be right, mate.
Well, I assume, I don't know. Yeah. we're sort of out of the loop these days now that you're not club president and all that. But so I'm not sure, because this is a postponed comp, so it's all a little bit, let's call it condensed. Usually there's 7 species. Now it's 4, so it's a little bit condensed. So we're not sure if there's going to be a champion angler or if it's just a species, or we'll find it out on Friday.
Yeah.
You'll find in the next. We'll let you know everything in the next podcast when we get on there. I'm hoping that we'll hear that. Oh, everyone's sitting here at least got biggest something.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
Easy.
Shredder maybe biggest hangover.
There's a fair chance of that one.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
How many bottles of Morgan you got?
I've got a couple.
Oh no.
How many bottles of port's the question you should be asking, mate?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no. I could go raid Normie's port barrel. Thanks, Normie. My next episode is sponsored by my dad, Normie.
No. As long as I get out there and find a new spot and catch some fish.
Yeah.
If I win anything, there's a bonus.
Well, the good thing is, did Pete leave any meat?
Pete?
Big Pete.
Oh, yeah, he's left.
Yeah. Are there any tomahawks left?
Yeah.
Or, oh, sweet. All right. Well, Pete's sponsoring out my next video. We'll get, because I think Mick's
Pete's going to get back and go to my freezer, get his steak out of here.
Sorry, Pete.
There's none left.
Has he spoken to you since the last podcast? Yeah. Did he have a laugh or what?
Yeah.
Was in the last podcast, was this thing here, we can connect phones by Bluetooth. So we called Big Pete live, like while we were recording. Good. And it sounds so terrible. He's got his hand over it or some stupid case or whatever. And we were sitting there giving him a hard time, and we were just having a laugh. It was so, I don't know, probably funnier for us because we know him, but we had a good laugh about it. And I was just waiting for Big Pete to call to say, "Oh, you bastards, he bloody set me up." Anyway, but thanks, Pete, for the steak. We'll take some out. I'm always laughing. I'm not joking. Thanks, Pete.
Bloody hell.
We'll bring, I think Mick's actually got a few sizzle boxes to sell.
Yes,
the sizzle boxes?
he does. He still has.
He's got
three. I think he's got 3 left.
Yeah, so in my videos, I'll see if I can bring up some library footage or some footage of sizzle boxes. Send us a message if you want a sizzle box. Send us a message, and we'll get you in touch with the right people.
Best thing if you're travelling or fishing.
Yeah, so a sizzle box is essentially the little cheap gas cookers that you buy from like Big W or Bunnings or whatever.
Your little butane burners.
Yeah, they fit into it, and it's an all-enclosed. It's got a nice little hot plate on it and a lid that closes up, and it's all in one thing with a handle on it. Like, they're super, super good. Like,
they are great because awesome. they share the wind from
that's the single best thing.
It's the single best thing about them. Is they're actually a wind cover, and they work a treat.
Yeah,
what we haven't cooked on them.
I've cooked a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah. Well, for a long time there, I reckon it was your primary cooking method on your house.
Barge. It's just so easy.
Yeah,
and easier to clean, easier to bloody maintain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Song nominations.
Yeah.
Roger.
I do have a song.
You got a song?
You got one lined up?
Yeah.
You got something lined up, Shredder?
Oh, I'll have to. Hang on. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
So, again, for people that are new, song nominations we do, everyone that comes on, and every week we try and pick a song or at least a song, sometimes a couple, that we put onto the playlist. It's the Golf Mud Crabbers playlist on Spotify. And, we're just trying to get some good tunes in there. That's stuff that we listen to.
Yeah. And a lot of people are loving it. Yeah, we're up over 800 people and now have that saved, that playlist saved, which is pretty cool. So I reckon, get amongst it.
There's a couple
just to forgive me, I'm going through a playlist that runs for about 3 days.
What do you got, Mike? You got one, mate?
Yeah. I do. So, what was it? A topical one. I've got a topical one. In mid-November, we have our Barkly Bulls and Barra competition.
Yep.
Which is a bull ride and a fishing comp. And we have some awesome live entertainment coming as well on the Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Which is Luke Geiger, Australian country artist, which is going to be unreal. One of his songs, which is a bull riding song, is called Ride. And we were listening to that on repeat as we drove in towards Borroloola the other day.
Yeah.
And we were just cranking a lot of Luke Geiger.
We took the girls for a drive to they wanted something to do, so went for a drive to find somewhere for them to go for a swim. So
so we were cranking Luke Geiger, and when I saw it, I saw the album artwork come up, and then I heard the song, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is our theme song for that weekend. So Ride, Luke Geiger. That's my nomination. I've already added it to the list.
Well, I try to find one from, because I know I listen to that much different sort of music. I try and find one that's sort of worthy all the time, and I don't think we've got anything from Brooks and Dunn in there. And Brooks and Dunn, for a long time, I was like just full noise listening to them flat out, non-stop. So I went through some, and they got a new album coming out in November, which is. It's all old songs, but every single song is they've got somebody else on it. So they've got like Morgan Wallen on one track, they got Lainey Wilson on another track. That they've redone them all. So and I saw that this morning, so I thought, I'll try and I'll pick a decent one So they've got one called Born and Raised in Black and White, which I think that's a cover of, I think it was like the Highwaymen, I think originally did it. I think. So,
No idea.
yeah, but by the way, it's a bloody cracking song. So,
Yeah, awesome.
I chucked that one on there.
Nice.
I think I just found one.
Go on, Shredder.
And it's suitable for everyone here and actually for this area. It's Adam McClure. Hold my can while I get another can.
I haven't heard it, but it sounds like the best song nomination. The best song nomination we've had ever.
I concur. I nominate that for best song nomination. Wait a second. We should probably have guest of the year by the time. Or song nomination of the year. So by the end of the year, we'll have to. Yeah. Anyway, what was it? Hold my can while I get another can. Oh, I love it.
I think that's more than appropriate.
Yeah, I've never heard it, but I already love it.
Oh, righto. I've added it on there. I haven't even listened to it.
It's unfortunate because Ash's phone is hooked up through our mixing desk here and it would play it perfectly for you. But when I went the last podcast last week we uploaded, there was a bit of a song at the start and we played only a few seconds of it, but it bloody, yeah.
Straight away, Shadow Band.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. I had to go and recut it out and upload it, and it was anyway. Yeah.
Give Mikey something to do for a few hours.
Yeah, gave me something to do. Yeah. Well, we've got some exciting times coming, boys. So that's looking forward to this weekend to start with, and then with your boys coming up.
My boys coming up. I'm looking forward to that, giving them an experience of a lifetime. Hopefully the weather's going to hold out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe give an experience out the houseboat and then
for sure, mate.
And then
we'll go to a night out
the
there.
islands. You know, Brett's invited me out and spend a couple of nights out there. So
excellent. Well, I'll get a sheep down or something, and we'll do a sheep as well. Like early on in the piece when they first get here, because that'll line up when Mikey will get back with his people. So that'll all work in pretty good. So
that'll be good.
And then we'll have a big cook up, and then Mikey can make a video of that. And
that'll be awesome.
I think we'll
and that's the thing. Then the boys get to meet a lot of people as well.
For sure.
Have a bit of a shindig.
Yeah, that's the go. Yeah. Once we stop recording, I'll show you a few photos of what else is happening in October at the start.
There's some exciting stuff happening. There's some exciting stuff.
What's the thing? The second half of October is the Kimberley trip. That's only half.
Yeah,
of the
I know, but
stuff. It's
I'm
crazy.
not part of that, so that doesn't excite me.
October's going to be wild. It's going to be so good. Yeah. But anyway, well, Shredder, mate, we're going to call you Glenn. What am I going to call this episode?
An hour with Ivan.
I joked about it with Ash at the start. I was going to G you up. My first question was going to be, so Shredder, why'd you kill all those people?
Well, it was like that raffle night at the club where, all the grey nomads were hanging around and I got called up and they said, tell us a bit about yourself. And I said, well, not much to tell them, just your local serial killer.
Shredder. It's been great having you on, mate. Great having you here. And thanks for coming on the podcast. And we'll
No, thank you for inviting me.
We'll get you back on again as well one time, mate.
Maybe.
Bloody oath.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Russ.
No, all good. Thank you.
Oh, that's wild.
Wait before you take your cans off. I'll put this bloody.
Oh, look at that.
Guides in the Gulf.